Alright, we are back and better than ever with a new course review. Today we are playing El Prado. There are two courses there. We are playing the Butterfield stage course, so let's get into it. Alright, first hole, hit a hybrid, right down the middle. Good shot. Sets up a nice wedge to the front of the green here. Kind of spins back to the front of the green. So birdie look on the very first hole. Almost gets it down, but heading over to the par 3 second. Nice little hole here. Gently sloping green. Put it just on the edge of the green. Nice little lag put up here. Almost dunk it, but we'll tap in for another par. It's kind of a cool hole. Dog leg to the right. Short par 4. Almost hit it to too far right, but we end up being safe. It's actually pretty wide open out here, so you can lose it pretty far left and right and still be okay. Another tap in par. We head over to the par 4 fourth. Decently long par 4. Heads to the left. Again, miss it right, but totally fine. Hit an 8 iron right at it. And set up a birdie look. That's when we get to go down, so we are 1 under again. Here we head over to the par 4 fifth. There's a little creek there. Able to get past the creek. Have just a wedge in hand. Put it just off of the green, kind of in this fringe here. Gets caught up. And then lip out a short one, so give that birdie right back. Head over to the par 5 sixth. Short par 5 here. Hit a nice drive. Going for this one in 2 with a hybrid. Unfortunately, slice it way right. There is water to the left, so don't know if I was getting scared or whatnot. But hit a terrible pitch shot. Literally almost like a shank. Leaves it short of the green. So chip up to here. Missed the par, so back-to-back bogeys and a bogey on a par 5. Not a good stretch here. Par 3 7th here. Downwind and front pin, so hard to get it close. Unfortunately, don't hit a great one. Hit a chip up to here, but we'll get the up and down. Good par 4 here, 8th. Water on the left side. Tough driving hole. Probably shouldn't be hitting drivers, so I kind of topped it short. Hit a wedge to short right. Chip it up. Just can't get it to stop. So we got this putt for the par save. And just misses. So starting to make some bogeys after a good start. Par 5 9th here. Hit another great drive. Short hole. I'm definitely going for this in 2 with just an iron, but pull it left into the bunker. So got to get this up and down from the bunker for birdie. Hit a decent bunker shot, just doesn't get out of the fringe here. And again, just another tap in par. Alright, the par 4 10th. This is a really weird hole. It's right next to the parking lot in the range, and it sits completely on its own. Literally cross the road, play this one hole, and then cross the road again. It's kind of a weird routing, but punch it down. You see literally Bud Light wrapper blowing in the distance there as I chip down this hill. I think that's a good metaphor for how this course is. Can't get the par to drop, so making another bogey, just making sloppy bogeys here. Let's see if we can get back on track. Head over to the par 4 11th. Good drive here. Just a wedge in hand. Gonna be just a little short though. Misjudged the wind here. So putting up this big hill off of the fringe. Boom, but goes down and birdie out of nowhere. Let's get back at it. Par 5. Another short par 5. All the par 5s here are pretty short, so gotta take advantage. Hit a good drive, and again going with it with hybrid, but again lose it to the right, so have a tricky little chip here. Again gets caught up in the fringe. This fringe is really catchy, and these greens are kind of weird, but tap in for par. Head over to the par 4 13th. Good little hole here. Dog leg to the right. Hit a good drive. Wedge to just right of the green. So we have a little delicate chip here. And hit a really good one. And we'll tap it in. Alright, the par 3 14th, one of the tougher holes on the course. Lose it way right. Have a tough pitch shot, but hit a perfect one. Leave it just under the hole. And able to round it on in there. Alright, short par 4 here. Way downwind, so driving it near the green sets up a good birdie opportunity. Pitch it to just under the hole. Let's see if we could get it down, and we do. Trying to make some moves. Alright, par 5 16th. Again, short par 5s. Haven't been able to take advantage of the par 5s. Again here, not a great lie. There's a water in the front, so decide to lay it up here. Hit a good shot though on the green, just a little to the back. So we got this long downhill birdie. Just trying to lag it down. Leaving it a little long. Oh, but we'll curl this one in too. Saving the par. See if we could get a birdie on these last two. We got a short par 3 here, again with water in the front. Uphill putt. Curling the right way, but just short. So, need this birdie on 18 if we want to shoot even. Hit a good drive, short par 4. Have just a wedge in hand. Leave it a little too short to have a realistic look, but let's see if we could get this one up the hill. And hit a terrible putt. In fact, go too long. And we're even going to miss the comeback, so bogey on the last, but good round altogether. Honestly, this course is pretty easy though, so even though it's a low score, not the greatest round, but we're able to get some birdies down, so still a good day. Alright, my favorite 3-hole stretch, we're going to call it the Womp Womp Swamp, the 6th, 7th, 8th. This is honestly the only good lake on the course. All the other ponds and water just looks really swampy, so this is the one part of the course that looks, halfway decent. As for favorite individual hole, I'm going to go with the 16th, one of the longest holes on the course. It does have the water in front of the, green on the par 5, so it does make you consider if you're going to lay up or go for it. Alright, as for an overall grade, I'm going to give this one a C-. I hate to be harsh, but there's not a lot of redeeming qualities to this course. I do think it would be good for beginners to come out here. It is pretty wide, it's pretty forgiving. It's still a 72-hole course. Pretty cheap, not as crowded, but if you're, looking for a good challenge, a good test, I would look elsewhere. Alright, well that about does it. We will be back with a new course review soon. Later.